Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn Root for Personal Liberty. We all know Obama is a hater. It's crystal clear from his comments about fundamentally changing America and, of course, his policies that have caused chaos and crisis in our economy and foreign policy that Obama hates America. We know from his actions and policies, including his statement, "You didn't build that," that he hates business owners. We know from his statement about middle America that they cling to their guns and Bibles that he has disdain for middle-class Americans. But you might be surprised to learn that he seems to hate his own core supporters. What other conclusion can you draw when you hear the facts? On Election Day, 2 weeks ago, Obama got 89% support from black voters and 66% support from Jewish voters. Yet the facts I'm about to report indicate that Obama's out to hurt African Americans and Jews. This guy really is a world-class hater. He appears to hate everyone, at least everyone inside America. The question is, why don't African Americans and Jews see the truth that's staring them right in the face? Why are African Americans and Jews voting against their own self-interest? Why are they voting for a guy committed to hurting them? As an American and a Jew, I couldn't think of a more dangerous or damaging plan towards African Americans or Jews than the one being carried out right now by Barack Obama. Let's start with black Americans, and let me be blunt. As a successful businessman, Obama's plan to give amnesty to millions of illegal aliens won't greatly affect my life. However, it will crush the lives of millions of poor and lower-income black Americans, especially those striving and working hard to escape poverty and achieve the American dream. After 6 years of Obama's presidency, African-American unemployment is more than double that of whites. Obama's policies haven't provided jobs, obviously, but he has provided record levels of welfare, food stamps, disability, and other handouts from the government. Is this a man out to help you? With friends like that, who needs enemies? But I digress. It's about to get worse, far worse. Obama's imminent amnesty plan will allow millions of illegal immigrants to compete for jobs at the lowest rung of the economic scale, a disproportionate number of whom are black Americans. With total disregard for their welfare, hopes, or dreams, Obama will snub his nose at all struggling lower middle-income Americans by allowing millions of uneducated, hardworking, desperate to support their families, illegal aliens to legally fight them for the low-wage jobs. These illegal immigrants aren't going to take the jobs of Obama's liberal Ivy League friends. They aren't going to take the jobs of his millionaire bundlers. They aren't going to compete for the jobs of his billionaire limo-riding, private jet-flying Democratic donors. They pose no threat to Hollywood celebrities. Millions of illegal immigrants, suddenly legalized, will be taking low-wage jobs from black Americans and other lower-income Americans as well. After Obama finishes his dirty illegal amnesty deed, black Americans will either have a hard time ever finding another job, or the wage pressure created by all these new job seekers means any black American with a low-wage job will never again see a raise. And forget about young people, especially those without college degrees, ever finding employment at any wage. Am I wrong? Well, guess who agrees with me? Barack Hussein Obama. Obama wrote in his book, The Audacity of Hope, that illegal immigration harms the wages of blue-collar workers, especially black Americans, suppresses wages, and strains the overburdened safety net. That's what Senator Obama says in his own book. He wrote it in 2006. So if Senator Obama understood the damage illegal immigration does to black Americans, why would now President Obama open the floodgates to legal immigration? Why would President Obama want to harm blue-collar workers and depress wages? Is Obama a racist out to keep black Americans hopeless, helpless, and dependent on crappy government checks for the rest of all time? I can't tell you what's in his heart, but I can tell you Obama's no friend of black Americans. The next time you walk into a voting booth, remember it's Obama and the entire liberal, democratic political establishment who stays in power by keeping their core voters poor and dependent. Wow. Now let's examine Obama's treatment of Jewish Americans. Let me repeat, I am a member of that tribe. I'm a Jew. Israel's right to exist is paramount to most American Jews. The list is long of the things Obama has said and done, which indicate he's no friend of Israel. Let's start with his nonstop support of rhetoric towards Palestinians and Israel's other radical Muslim enemies, to demanding Israel withdraw to borders that would weaken her defenses, to threatening to withhold military aid unless Israel stops defending herself against terrorists shooting missiles into her own residential neighborhoods, to fomenting the Arab Spring so that Israel is now surrounded by radical extremist regimes dedicated to her destruction, to publicly embarrassing Israel's leader Benjamin Netanyahu, Obama's aides went so far as to call Netanyahu a coward, and then they leaked that comment to the press. And then Obama's about to do the unthinkable, enter into a sham agreement that will allow Iran a nuclear weapon, which puts the lives of 7 million Israeli Jews at great risk. Let that deed be on the hands of every Jewish voter who pulled the lever for Obama and his progressive cohorts. Consider this. Obama's true feelings towards Jews in Israel can be summed up by his nomination of Loretta Lynch for United States Attorney General. As a law student, Lynch was active in a radical group at Harvard Law School that each month brought in to speak Jewish-hating, pro-terrorist radicals dedicated to the destruction of Israel. Giving a platform to Jew haters like this tells you all you need to know about the mindset of Obama. A history like that should automatically disqualify anyone from ever getting near the U.S. Justice Department, let alone running it. Who would choose a person with Loretta Lynch's background to run justice? With friends like Obama, Jews don't need enemies. By the way, if a white Republican conservative supported policies that hurt blacks or Jews, that resulted in more than double black to white unemployment, that allowed in millions of competitors for the jobs of black Americans, or nominated someone to head the Justice Department with that kind of an anti-Semitic background, what would blacks and Jews say? I guarantee you they'd be marching on Washington, D.C., holding hands, singing Kumbaya protest songs, and listening to Marxist radical rabble-rousers call the white Republican president a racist and Jew hater. But when it comes to Obama, those same civil rights and civil liberties crusaders are dead silent. Folks, if someone hits you and hurts you once, it might be a mistake. Probably not, but it might be. If they do it twice, maybe it's a coincidence. Probably not, but it might be. But if they attack you repeatedly, it becomes clear it's a purposeful pattern and you're the target. And it's time to admit the other guy doesn't like you. So my message to black and Jewish Americans is simple. It's time to consider that Obama isn't on your side. I'm Wayne Allyn Root for Personal Liberty. See you next week. God bless America.